Hey Virgos, happy May. I hope you guys had a really good April. Today we're going to go into your May 2018 forecast. And as I mentioned in previous videos, I now also offer an extended reading, so we'll go into a lot more depth on your May 2018 forecast in the extended video, and you can access that by going to the description box and clicking on the Vimeo link. And I'm also trying something a little bit new. We'll see how long I do this, but basically, if you guys just want to have a summary of this reading instead of listening to the whole video, then I'm going to have a timestamp at the bottom of this video, like in the description box, and you can click on that and it'll take you straight to the summary. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the May 2018 forecast. So I see May 2018 going pretty well for you guys. I see you guys feeling even better than you currently have been. And I think in April it was that you guys were feeling good, but you guys were holding yourself back from pursuing opportunities that were coming to you. And I do still see you guys holding back when it comes to May, but I don't see you holding back to the same extent, and I feel like you guys are starting to break through. So you guys may be resisting a little bit the opportunities that are coming your way, but I feel like it's something that you guys can really break through, and it's something that you guys have been making progress on already. So when you guys hold back, it's not to the same extent, and then you guys really can break through it. Like, you're just so close. Part of the reason, okay, so I think if I remember correctly, part of the reason why you guys were holding back in April is that I think you guys were maybe questioning yourselves and believing, like, not wanting to pursue opportunities that could end up to be a disappointment in the end. And I feel like in May, whenever you guys hold yourselves back from opportunities, which again I was saying it's not to the same extent that it has been, and it's something that you guys can definitely break through. You guys are feeling much better. But whenever you do have that feeling of holding back, like resisting what's coming your way, instead of it being more of an internal type of like, well, what if I get disappointed type of situation, the reason why you guys are holding back now in May is because sometimes pursuing opportunities can be really scary. And that's because you don't really know what those opportunities can mean for you, like what is at stake and where things can go. And because there's a lot of that uncertainty, there's a little bit of fear, because you really don't know how pursuing certain opportunities might reflect on you, or how they might turn out, not in terms of you guys getting disappointed, but like, how are you going to handle this? Like, it just feels like there's a lot of implications sometimes that can come from opportunities that are coming your way, and so it's a little bit more fear-based, but it's also more external. And so I feel like that's a progression for you guys. I feel like the fact that you are making, like, you're holding back not because of yourselves and your belief in yourselves is definitely like a huge improvement. And I think it's way better that you guys are focusing more on the like, what if this all goes wrong. I think that is a very understandable fear, and like I was saying, I don't feel like it's really going to hold you back that much. I feel like you guys are feeling a lot better, and you guys are very close to being able to break through these resistances that are holding you back. And I feel like this fear is something that you guys know is something that's in your head, and that you're willing to play with and experiment. Like, you're willing to take the chance. So you're holding back a little bit, and it's kind of scary because opportunities can be scary. I totally understand. But you guys, I think you guys can get yourselves to come around and at least entertain the idea and see where it goes, and maybe put some feelers out there before you go full blown into the opportunity. Just kind of put some feelers out there and see how it goes, and warm yourself up to it, and help yourselves realize that it doesn't have to be scary. And yes, sometimes things can really snowball, but sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes when your opportunities snowball and start having a bigger impact than you realize, even if it's not quite in the direction that you wanted, like, I consider that a success, because not everybody's gonna like what you're doing, and sometimes that, like, opposing force can be helpful, because it's like, I don't know, it makes you interesting, and obviously, so like when I was at work, I remember that like a few years ago, I had gotten a meeting with one of the really high level VPs at our customer site. And he was somebody that almost nobody else could really get a meeting with. And I somehow was able to get that meeting. And I had that meeting, and I mean, it wasn't easy. And I had that like hour block, and actually ended up being lunch and everything else too. So that was like awesome. But, I had things that I wanted to talk about because I was in sales, and I had things that I wanted to sell that were related to what I was working on. And a lot of people in my group who were all much older than me. I was the youngest in the group out of like 200, and like, yeah, there was like with most people, with I think like all but 10 people, the difference in age was like 20 years. So, all these people started to find out that I had this meeting, and they got very upset with me. And I had several of them come up to me and be like, "You should have done this, you should have done that. Why'd you do that?" And like, just like all this anger towards me. And I really felt like I did something wrong. And I started to question, like, you know, yeah, and I had a friend, and he was close to my age. Have a friend, we're still friends. um, and he said, when that happens, when people get mad about something that you have done, that doesn't mean that you did something wrong. That means that you did something that they can't, or that they couldn't have, and that you did something that they wish they could have. And that's where that anger is coming from. So I say that story for you guys to understand that sometimes that it is okay to, it's okay to put yourself out there, and like, it's okay to not please everybody. And this is funny coming from me because I tend to be a people pleaser, or I used to be. But yeah, like, you guys, you don't have to please everybody, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's actually a sign that you guys are on the right track. So yes, opportunities can be a little scary. You don't know the kinds of reactions that you might get, but think about it. Think about it. Entertain the ideas. You guys are in the right mental place to really have balance in your thoughts, like to really consider the implications, but also not entirely hold yourselves back. Like, you guys are in a very balanced place, and I think that's good. And I think it's okay to be cautious, but definitely entertain the idea as much as possible. The reason why you guys are having such a good month is just like the Libras, you guys have really been putting the work into keeping your mindsets positive and yeah, feeling good, feeling your best, and really cleaning your thoughts and your emotions. Like, you guys have been, I don't know if cleansing is really the right word, but like, like clearing yourselves out of the negativity and trying to focus, not really clearing yourselves out of the negativity, but you guys are focusing on the positive, and you're kind of ignoring the negative and letting that kind of go to the side on its own. And yeah, like, you guys have been doing the work. You guys have been keeping positive. You guys have been, yeah, basically keeping positive and keeping that right mindset. And so that is really what is making this next month go even better for you guys, is that you guys have put in the work, and I love it. It feels amazing. I'm tapping into what you guys are feeling, and I love it. And I'm really excited and really happy for you guys. So keep it up. I think one of the things that you guys worry about in May of 2018 is reverting back to your old ways. That's not really your old ways, but just the way that you guys have been feeling maybe the past few months. A little bit more negative, a little bit more down, more frustrated, not really able to move forward. And yeah, like, I think you guys will be fine, and maybe you guys shouldn't really worry about that. We will go into more depth on that in the extended, and kind of address that more specifically, and maybe why you guys are feeling that way, and ways that you can handle it so that you don't revert back. Like, talk about different ways, techniques that you can use in May, to where if you do start feeling like you're reverting back, you guys can get back on track. And I feel like you guys are just so close to just feeling, you guys are just already feeling so much better, that I don't feel like it's going to be, I think if you have the right tools and the right methods in place, which we'll talk about in the extended, it shouldn't be hard. I don't feel like it's hard. It will be hard if you guys, like, just, I guess, keep up with your emotions in the right way. And in terms of the things that I think that you guys hope for, is that I think you guys really hope that you guys will feel a lot better moving forward throughout the month and beyond, from the end of May and going forward into June. June comes after May. Yeah, and so we'll talk about that as well in the extended, in terms of like techniques you can use so that you don't revert back, and then also kind of tie that into how you guys can continue to feel better and continue your progression forward, so that you guys are achieving all the things that your hearts desire. So that concludes the YouTube portion of this video. I am going to go ahead and do the summary of this. So if you guys are not interested in the summer and you've watched this all the way through, thank you, and there's probably not going to be a lot of new information. There won't be new information. There will not be. This is the end of the information portion of this video. I'm just going to summarize everything right now, and then I will conclude the video. Before I get into the summary though, if you guys are interested in the extended video, make sure to go ahead into the description box below and click on the Vimeo link, and that will take you to the extended. And if not, I will catch you guys in my next video. Alright Virgos, this is where we start the summary portion of this video, where we just basically give you the highlights of what was discussed throughout this forecast. So basically, you guys have really been putting in the work in April and working on your mindsets and feeling positive. And all of that has basically really helped you shape the month of May. And so in May, you guys are already going to be feeling really good, feeling a lot better than you have been in a while. And I think in April, you guys had been not pursuing opportunities or like resisting opportunities because you questioned yourselves internally. And in May, you guys are feeling a lot better and you're not necessarily questioning every opportunity, but there is some resistance there. There is you guys holding back a little bit. The reason now, though, is different. In the past, you were questioning yourselves, and now you're kind of more scared about the implications of what happens if I take this opportunity. This could snowball. People could have reactions unhappy reactions, reactions that, I don't know how to deal with, I don't know how to handle, I don't really want to have. And basically, I think the advice there is you can't really please everybody, nor should you. And sometimes whenever you get a reaction that isn't positive, it's not a sign that you did something wrong or that you made a mistake. It's actually a sign that you did something really right and you did something that somebody else couldn't do. And yeah, like it's actually a positive sign sometimes. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at the opportunities that are coming your way that you are semi-holding yourself back from. And you guys aren't really going to entirely hold yourself back from them. Like I was saying, you guys have really progressed. And so you are holding yourself back a little bit, but it's something that you guys can really break through. And I feel like you guys are really starting to move towards breaking through, just overall in general. And yeah, so definitely entertain the ideas that come your way. You don't have to pursue them, but I would say definitely entertain them. And you guys are very balanced right now. Like you guys are feeling a lot better internally. And so even though there are some fear components, like you are feeling a little bit of fear about what if I pursue this opportunity? What are the implications? How will this snowball? Could it snowball? Even though there is some fear there, I feel like you guys have a pretty balanced perspective because you are a lot more grounded inside. So I think that definitely evaluating those ideas, you guys are in a good place for that. Don't let the fear take over too much though, and definitely entertain the ideas at the very least. And yeah, I think doing that, you guys will start to feel a bit more comfortable about the ideas and should pursue them if they end up being the right ones for you guys. And what else? I feel like there is something else. Yeah, so I think one of the things that you guys are worried about is that you guys are feeling really good now, and you're worried that you're going to revert back to not feeling that great, not feeling as whole and in tune with yourself and in control and as confident as you guys are feeling right now. And that's something that we will go into in the extended reading. We will work in that reading on Vimeo. We will go into like what is causing that kind of feeling within you guys and what you guys can do, some techniques you guys can put into place in May when you start having those thoughts of feeling like you're reverting back, or if you actually do feel like you're reverting back, like those techniques will help you stay positive. And I feel like you guys are so close that really you only need a few little techniques to really help you because you've already done a lot of the work. So we'll talk about that in the extended. And then I know you guys are really hoping that you will continue to feel better, and so that will also be addressed in the extended along with like the techniques, and I'm pretty sure that will all kind of float together in that reading. So that sums up the summary portion of this video. I hope you liked it, and I'm going to go ahead and record the extended portion of this video, so if you guys are interested in that, I will catch you there, and if not, I will catch you in my next video. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if you know any other Virgos that it could help. All right, thanks guys.